Greetings and welcome back to the shop. Thanks for stopping by the Car Doctor channel. I'm Tim, and I've got a quick tip here today on Jeep Liberty. Actually, it's going to apply to probably Liberties, Dodge Nitros, Jeep Cherokee and Grand Cherokee, maybe Dakota or two, and we'll include the Jeep Commander just for kicks. But you may be experiencing a lack of heat output. We're going into winter now, and people are wanting their heater to work. I don't know why, but they want to thaw out the windshield, I guess. And we're starting to see these in here. A couple things to consider if you own one of these rigs. Keeping your cooling system clean is imperative. Flushing it regularly is a must. If you're servicing any components in the cooling system, you don't want to use excessive amounts of silicone. You want to use the OE coolant that's recommended for this rig and keep it flushed. I'd recommend even flushing it more so than they recommend because of the likelihood that you'll end up with a clogged heater core. So a couple of things to think about, especially if you're going to diagnose one of these things. It's helpful to have a scan tool if you can monitor the engine temperature. The actual temperature you want to get, 180, 185 coolant temperature reading at least, especially if it's cold out. You want to make sure you're getting up to that temperature. If you're not, you probably got a bad thermostat, and that'd be an easy fix. Another thing that might be helpful is a little meat thermometer type thing. This will measure ambient air temperature as well, and you should have about 160 to 170 coming out of the defroster ducts at normal operating temperature. And just stick this right in there up in the windshield and monitor that temperature. You should be kicking that out. If you're lower than that, there's a few common causes. First one I listed was the heater core. If your cooling system's had a lack of regular maintenance, you may be looking at a clogged and restricted heater core. There's some things you could try. You could try back flushing it. You can try adding a little bit of like CLR, rust and lime remover, directly to the core, and then back flushing that out, and then back flushing the cooling system. You can get really aggressive with some compressed air after you flush water through the core and pump some pressurized air. You want to be real careful with that. You don't want to cause damage. If all else fails, you're going to be doing the core, which is a 6-hour labor job on this. It also includes draining and evacuating the AC system. One thing when you're testing, if you do have a low heat output, here's your heater hoses here, and at normal operating temperature, they both should be relatively warm. If one of them is warm and one is cool, you got a restricted core, and you need to be putting a core in this bad boy and having fun hanging upside down for a day. So the other thing to consider, water pump. If you've got a faulty water pump that's not flowing well, that could be your issue. Then there's a couple other things. So your HVAC air doors can be problematic. The blend door on this rig tends to break. Also, the blend door actuator motor can fail. The dealer's going to try to sell you an entire HVAC plenum assembly to updated part, which fixes the door or the actuator motor. You can do some research and probably find an actuator motor and gear assembly to make a repair and save you a few bucks. But if I was spending that much labor time jerking that whole thing out of there, I'd probably slam the new plenum assembly in there. But it's something like 200 bucks, 200 plus. Go ahead and do the plenum assembly and then a heater core at the same time. Might as well throw a blower motor in there while you're at it, since they fail all the time. And that'd probably get you back on the road. Don't forget to flush it completely, and then hopefully that'll get you a few years down the road. Well, anyway, I hope this video was helpful, something to think about if you run into this issue. And I do appreciate your likes and subscriptions to our channel. And thanks for stopping by. Hope this was entertaining as well. All right, you have a good one. Take care.